What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak. Last time we finished off at the observatory, Agnes and the students went back to the hotel, and Reset needs to make a report to Marduk, but apparently she can't do it from within the city, so we're going to go out and do that with her. But first things first, I believe it's time to turn in this request. Oh no, this is... Wait, what? Wait, it's the same guy? QA testing again, okay. I thought this was gonna be about turning in the request we already did. Well, let's go to Newtown, I guess. Oh, it's just... I guess we're not turning in this 4 SPG yet. So I guess for now, we'll just, let's do this side one first. Yep, here's our boy Percy again. So this way leads down to a mine, does it? That'll make an excellent backdrop for a game, but nah, it's probably too dangerous down there. Hey there, Arkwright Solutions, you got a request for us? Well, I didn't expect you to help me out again, thank you. Figured we at least hear you out. What's got you all the way out in Basil, anyhow? Especially all the way out here in the dark. You ain't up to something shady, are you? Oh, haha, I'm just scouting locations for my new game. It has a mystery theme, so it makes sense for it to be dark and secretive. Let's get down to business, if that's alright with you. I worked with a really bright friend of mine on this concept, so if I can iron out the kinks, I'm sure it'll be a hit. You'll solve a series of puzzles all while using these special gimmicks that fit Basil hand in glove. Yeah, what kind of gimmicks we talking? Well, it would spoil the fun if I just told you. Here, have this leaflet. Let's see here. Urgent message from HQ. Catch the rogue hacker and let on the loose in Basil. HQ will track movements and relay them to you ASAP. All transmissions will be sent in code to avoid leaking information. Decode the messages and apprehend the hacker. Secret agents, huh? Alright, I'll bite. And decoding our messages forms the puzzle aspect of the game? Exactly. Sounds like fun, right? I think we really knocked it out of the park with this one. So, what do you think? Interested in giving it a shot? May as well, it's free money. Sure. We got our other work taken care of, why not? Awesome, I was hoping you'd be up for it. Let me put your names under the tester group real quick. There's another tester working the game right now. So let's see if you can solve the puzzle before they do. I see, I didn't realize we weren't the only testers at the moment. Yeah, I'm sending applications all over the place. My other tester just started a few minutes ago. I got a special reward for whoever beats the game first, so good luck. The hunt is on now, isn't it? Well, good luck. I'll be watching from the sidelines to make sure everything is running smoothly. And there he goes. So now what? We don't even have our first message yet. This is true. He did say HQ would send us messages, but how? HQ to Spriggan. We found traces of the hacker in the artisanal district. Investigate the suited triad. Whoa, I don't recognize this address at all. I think it really is him. The first riddle should be easy to solve. I imagine it's like a warm-up. Makes sense. Let's get to cracking then. Well, unfortunately, they already show us. I suppose once you get the request, you could not look at the mini-map and just think about the clue. Oh, the suited triad, yeah. Well, if there were ever a suited triad, this be it. Not the easiest first riddle in the world. There's chimneys everywhere around here. Indeed, does make sense for a district this industrious. And it looks like we're not the first ones to make it this far either. Tuh, I walked around all the damn place and it was just right here the whole time. Bro looks bored out of his mind. Oh, looks like it threw the other tester for a loop. And here's the next set of instructions, almost like he's watching us. Normally I'd assume the same, but I imagine at least one of us would have noticed them if they were tracking us by hand. I'm thinking we receive these messages automatically based on our Ziffa location data. That might be giving him too much credit, no offense to him. No, I think this is the work of his helper. Must be a network expert. Got a lot to think about once this is done, but that can wait. Let's look at this next message real quick. The hacker's long gone from this area, unfortunately. We picked up another trail elsewhere in the artisanal district, though. Investigate the Bat's Roost. The Bats? Yeah, go fig. Of course there's more to it than that. Talk about cryptic, the hell's a bat? All caps. I assume the mammal, but given how it's written, I imagine it's all alluding to something else. At any rate, we didn't encounter any bats in the mine, if memory serves. Those letters do ring a bell. Where have I seen them before? Basil? Bah, I got nothing. The roost part's making me think there's some place they all come back to, or they normally are out and about. Keep your eyes peeled for anything fits the description. So it's Basil something. I mean, obviously, okay, so what is it? Oh, Basil Arrow Tram. Bat. Well, this is the Arrow Tram station, and I think we struck gold here. Ah, that does make sense. BAT is an acronym for Basil Arrow Tram. Alright, yeah, makes sense. This is the roost. They all stop here. And boom, there's the next message. The hackers made their way toward Newtown. Board the tram and pursue them. Straightforward enough, this one. Yeah, let's hop on. Oh, I see a familiar face took the tram just before we did. Let's see here. Well, if it ain't the Aramis kid we bumped into earlier. He's been a step ahead the whole way from the looks of it. Well, I'm not about to let some snot-nosed runt like him outwit me. Let's get moving. Man, I remember when I was all held up about beating people with a punch like that. Youth, huh? I'd think of a zing, but you make fun of yourself well enough as it is. It looks like they've already made their move. Looks like it. So now what? We found new traces of the hacker. Disregard the kitty for now. Your target is a Z-Cat-1. Disregard the... Oh, that's what it is. It might help to write it out on paper. This one would have been too much for the small fry's brain. How cruel. I got a pretty good idea where the objective is. I can see it on the sign over there. Let's head on over and take a look. A cat, huh? But what do cats have to do with the orbital net? Oh, her. Yeah. So, yeah. What's Alvis up to? Yeah, looks like everything's fine over here. But no matter how many rounds I make, I can't shake these nerves in my head. Add today's unexplained incidents, and the whole place feels wrong. I don't like it. So the guild's caught on, too, haven't they, figures? The Bracer Guild is as astute as ever. Shall we head to the southern canyon path after making our round? Sounds good to me. Might as well bring out the truck for that. And here we are. Z-Cat 1 minus the cat. It's a Z1 race car. So you just cut cat, huh? Almost too easy. Our next message should be arriving shortly. Yep, stay sharp, gang. Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's see here. Yo, you in the game too? Yeah, guess so. Didn't know there were other people doing this. HQ to Spriggan. The hacker got away. But their tracks are fresh. They should still be nearby. Head for the coordinate marker. Wix, Bic. What? Well, what the hell is this? Doesn't make a lick of sense. But I really don't want to lose to these guys. Gotta think this one over. Well, I'm heading out. Catch you later. Have fun. Best of luck out there. Puzzling time. Let's start with the easiest stuff first. I suspect we need to fill in the square marks with letters. Oh. Once we complete the sequence, the phrase will all come together. Yeah, once we have the full phrase, the rest is a cakewalk from there. Let's follow the code and see what we find. Well, before we go out looking, I want to see... So... Those we need to fill in our square marks with letters. Yeah, so... I don't know. It's right out here, so... This guy's out here having a smoke. Vernay store. Oh no, it's not here. Oh, I didn't even pay attention there was an arms store here. So, first floor is Vernay Arms, second floor is Vernay Store. The building itself is Vernay Plaza. Vernay Arms are VA that lines up with the code. It's not too hard if you know your way around. We made good time on this puzzle from the looks of it. Oh, would you look at that in our message? P.S. From the engineer, a pair of ZCF goggles will spell your way. ZCF goggles can be found in the Vernay Store, if memory serves. We heard about them earlier, didn't we? Yeah, we actually needed to use them in the early Sky games to see in the dark. Yes, ZCF is the Liberal Kingdom's principal engineering company. They were notable for building the first orbital airships. So now we got Liberalian goods in the picture. That really makes me think it's her. Anyhow, let's get those goggles. Buy some equipment while we're here, too. Let's see, who else can this be useful for? Oh, we can still equip stuff to Quattro even though he's not with us at the moment. And now boots. Actually, why didn't I just do that to begin with? Quattro's already wearing all this. Alright, we're good. And I'm almost broke. Thankfully, we can restock some of our stuff here. Oh, we can customize here too. That'll be helpful. Hey, quick question. You guys stock ZCF goggles? We sure do. Here's a pair for you. They will spell your way, the rail said. Is there writing on them? I don't see anything other than the frame on the lens, perhaps? Bingo, check this shit. Await the arrow tram. The bench will beckon. Guess we just gotta follow the breadcrumbs now. The arrow tram is just up the stairs. Let's make haste. He's catching up, we better move. VA, they don't be burning arms, do they? What else could be? I hate this puzzle shit. I don't get these rails at all. Looks like we're one step ahead this time. Let's hurry. Can't let the kid show us up. Roger, roger. Yep, here we go. Well, if it ain't the student council press, figured you gotta handle this. The only side quest to have voiced lines. So little Miss Violet was behind it all, huh? Feels oddly appropriate. I'm flattered to hear that from Langport's own little prodigy. So how'd you get roped into all this? Well, I happen to know the game master through the net, you see. He'd been putting out these fascinating riddles online. I figured I might as well reach out to him. We got in touch and eventually came up with the idea for this game. And what better setting than the cyber-themed story than Basil? I even got to try out this new mail API I'd been tinkering with. I learned quite a lot from this little exercise. Do you just know everyone ever? Jeez. You're one to talk. I did learn about your hacking exploits as Kitty through MK's database. I didn't realize your talent spanned far more than just security. Thank you, I still have much to learn, of course. Took him long enough. Tuh, must have fell behind somewhere. Huh, I was wondering why you were here. This was just an excuse to work with that Percy guy, wasn't it? Tuh, this is all just stupid. The student council president broke our own curfew for this shit. Oh, don't single me out, you meanie. I just so happened to hear from someone about a bored-looking Aramis student wandering around the city past curfew. Imagine my shock when I was learning it was none other than you. So James, did you have fun being a naughty little boy? Barely felt a thing. All that effort for a dud of a game. Huh, could have sworn I heard you racking your brain a bit at those riddles there. Okay, fine, they did make me think a little, kinda. That's excellent news. I'm sure I'll be happy to hear it. Wait, so you really did make that auto-send API thing for the emails? Like, you made that from scratch? How the hell are you even real? No wonder Ronald and I don't measure up. Well, fine, I admit it. You're pretty darn good. Aw, thanks, but flattery will get you nowhere, mister. Oh, would you mind keeping tonight our little secret? I'm not sure what I'd say, as you mentioned, if everyone found out I was breaking my own rules. Sure, just as long as you keep me a secret, too. I'm not privy to the specifics here, but it looks like they worked things out. Yup, just kids being kids. Ronald, eh? So he's the other brain cell in James' group. At least things have settled down now. So, Ronald Griffith. One of his friends, I guess. Percy shortly arrived on the scene, and the participants gave their impressions of the game. Well, good work, everyone, and thank you for the rave reviews. I owe a special shout-out to Red. Without her, none of this would have been possible. Oh, think nothing of it. Thank you for having me. If you ever get this idea for another game, do let me know. Haha, you got it. Thanks a bunch. Man, I never thought my online friend would be a high schooler. You're really something special. I mean, how the heck did you learn so much about the orbital net at your age? I feel like you're gonna leave me behind if I'm not careful. I gotta branch out and level up my programming skills. Best of luck with that, pal. Gotta say, this is all pretty fun. I'd be down to try whatever you come up with next. Thank you. I still have a lot of kinks to iron out for sure. But I might be able to go public soon. It's almost ready for average Joes and Janes, I think. Now here's a little prize for you guys since you got here first and all. Again, thank you so much for participating. Look forward to the next game. The game wrapped up, Percy excused himself to mull over his feedback, and Ren and James snuck back into the hotel for the night. Alright, well that takes care of that one. Gotta be pretty close to getting Law to level 3. Need some more jobs to up that chaos, though. Alright, now we can actually do this request. So let's head back to Newtown and, or I guess we can, yeah, we can just do this. Will this Harry do the trick? What's that? Some kind of amplifier or something?
Parabolic shard 展開。サテライト通信へ移行します。
Holy shit. It's like a drone? Again? Some of our research was supposedly used in making it too. What is it, Theo? That wasn't what I thought it was it? A low-altitude communication satellite flying 900 cells off the ground under the Sea of Stars. One of the many cutting-edge orbits you guys are operating in secret, huh?
ええ、ベルヌとも技術提携し、共和国大統領府も黙認しています。運用成果と引き換えではありますが。
Sounds like him, all right. This is how you report to HQ without the risk of anyone listening in?
はい。すでにバーゼル経由の動力ネット網は危険だと判断しました。高度 E 案件として本社のメイン AI が解析、危険度評価を開始するでしょう。
Let's make things easy, just having a computer do everything for you.
気に入らねえな。
There's two sides to every coin, as the saying goes. It's kind of funny because you have to choose either Aaron or Fairy. Marduk ain't the only one whose tech level is off the charts. Hell, it's not even tech, it goes for martial arts, magic, and the like, too. The Genesis and Almada aren't much different. But whether something's above board or not, it all comes down to how you choose to grapple with it. You should try and keep that in mind.
説教くせえじじいだ。言われるまでもねえんだよ。タイ君に向き合った時点でな。
Yeah, I suppose you do. You don't mind me telling the other two all that's happened here, by the way?
ええ、問題ありません。社内規定的にはややグレーですが、それもまた裏解決やらしいかと。
Oh, look at her. She's learning. Huh, look at that. Seems I can't stop rubbing off on people. I want to get a screenshot where he's not blinking.
ええ、自分でもそう思います。
こんばんは、皆さん。夜分すみません。お休みかと思ったんですが。
Oh, it's you. Wait. You may have seen the satellite from the observatory, yes. I was just calling to ask for your help with something. So, over at the Institute, not too long ago, Got it. We're meeting at the main game, right? We'll be there in 20. We should grab small fry on the way there. Of course.
仕込みは上々。楽しくなりそうじゃないか。まあ、奴に任せるのだけは気に食わないけどね。
彼もまた私と同じ管理人。確実に成し遂げるでしょう。 そちらも気を逃しませんよ。
誰に言ってんだい、人形娘が。
いずれにせよ最後に向けての外せぬ一戦となろう。
Your endgame.
彼同様今回はそちらも存分に見せてもらうぞ。
契約であれば存分に。それでは今夜はこれで。
I mean golden one, she wears all white. Even her puppet is mostly white with a bit of gold stripes on it. 10:05 p.m. For Quattro being a 15-year-old, isn't it kind of past his bedtime?
皆さん
Not like I
お
can
疲れ
talk.
様です。
When I was 15, I stayed up late all the time. Yep, hey there. Wait a sec, haven't we met this chick? That's right, earlier today.
あなたたちは。
面識があったんですか？こちらは博士の直弟子の一人、エスメレイ准教授です。
One of the ones it was one of our 5 choices for the culprit earlier. Associate Professor Esmeralda.
カトル君の姉弟子にあたるエスメレイ・アーチェットです。
Oh, Archet.
まさかあなたたちが噂の裏解決屋さんだったなんて。ああ、さっきも思ったけどやっぱり可愛い。
Ah,
エレネ、そんな場合じゃないってば。
Essie. So Erene got localized to Essie. I guess that works.
その先に帰るように言ったんですが、どうしても協力したいって聞かなくて。
もう水臭いよカトル君は。お姉ちゃんとして居合わせた以上は放っておけるわけないでしょ。
お姉ちゃんってただの姉弟子じゃない。
ただのなんてひどい。そんなカトル君にはこうだ。
やめてよエレネ。
Man, think we could swap eyes for a sec, kiddo? Well, the more we're familiar with this place that we have to show us around, the better. The bigger our group, the higher our chances of finding this intruder we're here for. That's true. I didn't see them directly, just to be clear. But Fio's sensors detected an unregistered individual entering the building. So they didn't use that stupid card to get in here? It's also worth considering the security system used here is too advanced for anyone to just be able to slip through it. I would consider that this could be Fio's sensors malfunctioning, but as it is a drone based on Ziffa technology, I very much doubt it. The reading is correct, I am sure. Someone's invisible. Well, let's see what we can do. We might find ourselves stumbling on some clues we couldn't find earlier today if we're lucky. We're taking you two with us, but just be careful, okay? We'll be fine. We have Fio and Zeros with us after all. Let's get to work. Engaging search mode. Wouldn't kill us to be more tense here. Haha. Okay, we're splitting off. Youth 2 is so moody at this time of night. Oh, feeling scared? Of course not. A Kruger warrior would never be afraid of something like ghosts. I'm not remembering all the ghost stories I heard at school or anything. That would be silly. Alright, alright. Small quantity of residual shards detected. Shards here? So someone used their Ziffa here. Let's have a quick look around just in case.
食堂も怪しいが、まずは
Something blue over here.
さっきのところより少しだけ濃いみたいだな。
やっぱり誰かいるんでしょうか。
さっき感じた視線は。
Yeah, we saw someone hiding themselves, presumably with shards. The cafeteria is empty, huh? This is one long day, by the way. I can't sense anyone here either. By the way, what was that green-haired girl? Oh, by the way, was that green-haired girl the only one left in the building when we got here, apart from our intruder? Not quite. Professor Cronkite already returned home for the day, so he won't be here. But there are also several security guards, along with Professor Callahan and his students. I tried calling out to them from the other side of the door, but they were too focused on their work to notice. No surprise there, I guess. Well, let's just put them out of our minds for the time being. Professor Hamilton's students sure an eclectic bunch. Huh? You included. I don't want to hear that from you. Still, I think that goes to show how open-minded she is. She doesn't care about race, upbringing, or anything other than finding the good in everyone, then working to better bring it out. Everyone knows her as the mother of the Orbital Revolution, but even to this day, she's striving to develop technology to help those in need. On top of that, she's kind and considerate. I've never met anyone like her. She sounds amazing. She was the one responsible for reviving and expanding Tharbad's Oasis too, wasn't she? I can really tell just how much you respect her. I could never not respect her. This feels like. So the house we visited earlier today is where Mr. Silesian and Professor Hamilton live then. That's right, the professor took him in 9 years ago. He's been living with her since. The two of them, along with me and Professor Cronkite, are all like family now. So that's why people call him her favorite. If she left the country 2.5 years ago, however. That's right, he puts on a brave face, but he misses her so much. She's trying to solve the problems in the East, so there's no telling when she's going to be back. The story about closing down the observatory seems to come about because of me and Professor Cronkite too. But he never confided in us. Instead, he tried to fix all the problems on his own. Professor Cronkite's really busy at the moment, so he can't be around very much. I just wish I could pick up the slack and support Quattro like a real big sister should. Kiddo's got a pattern, huh? He was trying to sort out that problem down in the mine alone, too. But he's at the kind of age where kids want to act older than they are. Better just leave him be, if you ask me. Perhaps you're right, but being there for one another is what families do. I'm a little envious, to be honest. Oh? Hmm? Do you find something, Zeros? Guess we better give it a look. We sure didn't find anything downstairs, though, so I'm not getting my hopes up. I agree. Let's see if we can find anything. Oh, we're switching groups. Yeah, she doesn't have artwork, so.
さすがは生態工学の期待の星、アーチェット准教授ですね。
いや、その再現っつうのはそこまで重要なのか?
See, nothing here. Well, that's strange. The door is ajar. Did it just open itself? No, that doesn't. Where are you going, Zeros? Someone's hiding in here. Hmm? What is it, Zeros? There. Wait, what's that? Whoever they are, they ain't just using stealth shards. They appear to be combining them with something else. Theo, we're going after them. Understood. We're going too. Wait for me! Was it a girl? I couldn't tell. Oh, is it, what's her name? Yeah, it's her. Kayla is her name, right? A woman, she looks kind of familiar. And it was me thinking it'd be that kinky cat or someone from the Mafia. Huh? Who's that? She must not be a member of the faculty, then. Man, it did cross my mind it might be you, but I wouldn't have put Mira on it. This here is one of Kincaid's subordinates. I don't think I ever caught your name. Oh. So it's Death Jockey's Gopher, then? Is this acquaintance of yours?
接触するつもりはなかったけど、まさか今日一日だけで理科大学側とここまで信頼関係を結んでるなんてね。噂にたがわぬ人たらしぶりじゃない。バン・アークライド所長。
I ain't conning anyone. I'm just that likable. Also, if you're gonna try and burn someone, maybe do it when you're not pinned under a dog.
うるさいわね。とっとと解放してちょうだい。
Well, what were you sneaking around for? Can't eat another bite of Engadin. Looks like you guys did the rounds. We sure did, though maybe we overdid it a tad for it being our first day. But now I have a better idea of just what is happening in this city. You do? Kayla McMillan.
カエラ・マクミラン。一応本名よ。CID 所属の特務少尉。こちらはオフレコで頼むわ。
I thought you were here on a job from Ilsheim. So the CID is also involved then? Yeah, we knew that the CEO might try to hide stuff from us, so we kept one of our clients a secret. We just didn't expect one of their guys to use a mix of Ziffa and Ramda stealth to sneak in here. I apologize for the trouble I ended up causing. My intention was to investigate, so we had a backup in the event you didn't succeed. I never expected to be found. Clearly, I shouldn't have underestimated the Institute of Science technological prowess. Theo is cool? Of course, very cool. I don't get it. Why sneak here at all? You couldn't just let us do our thing? I assume she's concluded that the current situation was too serious not to do anything. That about the long and short of it? The current state of the orbital network and distribution network is definitely a problem. I had them go down on me the other day, too. We managed to get things running again, but it was still a big hassle. But just why is this happening at all? There's only one possibility I can propose. That would be unusually intensive parallel distributed computing. I'm no expert in the field, but that's all that comes to mind for me, too. Then we're of the same mind. I'm totally lost. Yeah, the hell are you guys talking about? Orbital computers, Van's gonna explain it all somehow. Orbital computers have been getting bigger and faster over the past few years. And the bigger they get, the more orbital energy they consume, like all the ones in Callahan's office. In short, yes, the larger and more complex the tasks you require of them, the more power they will consume. Orbits regenerate orbital energy over time and don't usually need an external power source. That changes, however, when the amount of energy consumed vastly exceeds the orbit's ability to generate it. Yet, if the orbital distribution network that serves as that external source is also heavily taxed, that leads to a temporary decrease in the amount of energy available, and a spike in the amount of orbital network traffic. That theory alone would be enough to explain the issues you're here to investigate. Does parallel distributed computing really consume that much orbital energy? It's when you borrow the processing power of multiple computers through the net to do greater calculations, right? I'm impressed you know about such cutting-edge tech. Now, connecting a few terminals isn't going to consume much energy at all. What do you think would happen if one were to connect all the terminals in the city? Then do you think hacking is behind this? The flow of the orbital distribution network looks like to me it's being manipulated. If you intentionally adjust its flow on an erratic schedule, you can make it seem like issues are occurring at random. You might even call doing that just my specialty, though I find this here to be a distastefully crafty way of going about it. Like what you would do in Crossbell, but worse. Still, while it's possible on paper, I can't imagine parallel distributed computing taking place on such a vast scale. As for controlling the orbital distribution network itself, that's simply unimaginable with our current technology. We still don't know all there is to know about orbital energy and how it works. Oh, but wait. Yeah, a situation mirroring that unimaginable scenario happened not all that long ago. Yeah, with the whole Elysium thing. It was around the most recent occupation of Crossbell. There were miracles and calamities born from large-scale distributed processing that shouldn't have been impossible with our current tech. So impossible that I never thought the same could happen here in the Republic, even if it's on a smaller scale. Similar to what, like the fake Rufus and all of that. Indeed, we analyzed that situation ourselves at Marduk and reached the same conclusion about what happened. Reset. That confirms it then. She finally clues us in. I've heard something about what went down in Crossbell, but if this is the same as that, well, this spells trouble for us. Right, and this isn't the first time we've run into something connected to that whole incident either. Yep, the masks. Don't know if they're deliberately setting out to replicate Crossbell's deal, but there's one thing we need to get cleared up right off the bat. We gotta assume that someone out there is trying to do research they shouldn't, and that can only be done with parallel distributed computing. So the question becomes, who is it? That's the point. What's the point in asking a question with only one clear answer? Professor Callahan. Just what does he think he's doing? He's changed a ton over the past few years, but I didn't think he was up to something of this magnitude. This number belongs to... Professor Callahan, what's wrong, sir? Oh no, Professor Callahan! What just happened? He's in the special research building, right? We must hurry. What? Oh no, stuff's gonna hit the fan on the first night? Alright. Damn. Yeah, and he was apologizing too. Oh, are these guys alive or... Okay, they're alive. Seemingly. Professor, where are you, Professor? Start to decode. Well, we have a problem. Or are we not going to find out? Is it just going to jump to the next day? Oh, it is just going to jump. Okay. So I guess now we're going to be investigating what the hell happened. 10 a.m. next morning. Oh yeah, you've got all kinds of people here wanting to ask questions. Yeah, there's a lot going down here. Just what is going on here? Professor Callahan is not missing, and you're here with some evidence he's been abusing his power? Even the police and guild have barged into the institute without wanting to question me. You people have been here for a day. A day! Are you some sort of plague being brought down upon us? It's not their fault. This is Professor Callahan's problem. No, it's all of our problem. Butcher, don't act like you didn't know about assistants being harassed left and right. Ugh, just what did you want me to do about it in my position? It's not my place to say anything about his research. I'm sure that is one of the difficult things about being a joint venture group funded by multiple investors. But I also imagine the benefits outweigh the difficulties. Anyone can see the professor was on a rampage. And the problems with the orbital network and the distribution are just as clear. Let me just shoot straight with you. Was the professor linked to any strange groups? You know, like the Mafia or anything. I'd like to believe he wasn't, but I can't say for sure. It's pretty normal for the Institute of Science at Verne Company to accept outside funding. In other words, the ground is fertile for corruption. And I can't write off the possibility that all those new terminals he suddenly had on him. Stop this pointless conjecture. You have no evidence. If rumors like that were to leak to the public during such a crucial time, how about acting like a leader for once in your damn life? These youngsters were hired so the police and guild wouldn't have to get involved. And while we sit here scrambling for answers, who knows what Professor Callahan is up to? Tell me, is there ever going to be a better time than now to step up as the CEO, Bill, who he first named him, supervisor? Fine, I'll tell you everything I know. But please, keep this just between us. Of course, our team always keeps matters like this confidential. We're contracted with one of your biggest shareholders, the Principality of Elsheim. We have nothing to gain by hurting your image. And everything to gain from earning some brownie points with Verne. Professor Callahan first began to change around a year or two ago. We'd received a request from the Republican Army to develop the next generation of weapons, something he excelled in. But when the time came to propose ideas, he lost in his own field. Professor Cronkite's was accepted. I knew that was it. Ever since, he's been doing research on his own like a man possessed. I don't know what it is he started researching, but whatever it was, it required an immense amount of capital and manpower. There came a point where he started seeking out every sponsor he could. Then, half a year ago, I heard a place called the Anchorville Company. Oh, here we go. Anchorville Company offered an unprecedented amount of money. That name. So it got caught in your information network too, eh? Don't tell me this is the same thing as in Langport. Indeed, the Anchorville Company, much like the Mesodom Trading Company, is also one of their shell corporations. Who are we talking about? A certain mafia. They're called Almata, and they're both on the guild and police's radars. What? Professor Callahan was involved with people like that? I've heard the rumors, been expanding their territory a lot as of late. Just how the hell could you have overlooked something like this? It's not my fault, I only got the info the other day. And what else could I do? Do you know what could happen to me if I put a pause on research for the Mafia? Think about the poor assistants who ended up helping them without even realizing it. So after losing against the genius professor, he started focusing entirely on his own research. My bet is he's sticking to the same field of expertise. And if the Mafia has invested funds into his work, weapons, obviously. So that was the whole point. They used Callahan to make these weapons so that they could use them for themselves. I have a bad feeling about this, really bad feeling. The network delay that dropped down to 0.35% has gotten worse as of this morning, too. It makes it highly possible he's continuing his research in another location. But just where on earth could that be? Sounds like we got a good old-fashioned manhunt on our hands. We're going to be combing through this place way more than we did yesterday. I take it there are no objections? I don't like it, but I know it must be done. Better give our cards the proper ranks then. Fine, give me your cards. Are we being bumped up to A or B? What are we being bumped up to? May as well give us access to everything. Rank B, the certification level you mentioned. Heh, that one almost never gets issued. I'm not trying to bitch, but may as well just give us A rank at this point. Don't ask for the impossible. Besides, we'll be able to get around much better than we could yesterday with these. Let's get to work. Time to get one over the mafia.
お願いがあります。できれば僕もしばらくあなたたちに同行させてくれませんか。キャラハン教授のことはハミルトン門下にも無関係じゃありません。博士が留守中何とかするのは僕の役目です。どうか。
Quater. That's fine with me. But just to give you a heads up, our work takes priority. That means you're going to be tagging along while we take care of business. That going to be a problem? You mean like yesterday? That's fine. I wouldn't even mind helping you out if there's anything I can do. Well, we're counting on you guys. I'll reach out to my contacts and see what I can dig up while you're at it. And just don't do anything too crazy, okay, Quater? Don't worry so much, Essie. I'm in good company. But whatever it takes, I'm determined to set things right while she's not here to do it herself. I know. I'll start talking to any dealers who supplied Professor Callahan with parts. If I hear anything back, I'll let you know. Take good care of the boy. Yeah, you got it. May as well be like his father figure right there. By the way, Agnes, it glowed last night, didn't it? It did, yes. Most likely at the same time as when Professor Callahan's final transmission went out. We're getting close then. Yeah, the last time the Genesis glowed like this was... what are you talking about? What's a Genesis? Don't worry about it, work stuff. I'm sure we'll fill you in eventually. Hope you don't mind, Quater. If you say so, it must be something that could take a while to explain. So, where should we start? If possible, I'd like to first speak to Yang. You would better know him as Professor Cronkite. The guy our missing professor had beef with, yeah? I bet he'd know a thing or two about his research. Sounds good to me. Plus, I think it's about time we had a little talk with yesterday's client. The anonymous one? Not so anonymous to us at this point. Come on, let's settle the score. So we'll be making the rounds through Newtown and the Artisanal District before heading to the Institute of Science. That sounds perfect. Then may day 2 of our work begin. Quattro joined the party, and notice how it said it didn't say as a guest. Alright, what do we got? Okay, it looks like we do have some side requests, but we're gonna save those for... Well, actually, we can just grab them first before we end the video. I know it's already kind of gone on, but, okay, there's no job here in Newtown, it looks like. So, we gotta go to... It's probably faster just to run across. Yeah, so I assume both. Oh no, there's one at the Institute, okay.
確認いたしましょう。
Some classified info got stolen, okay.
なるほど。こういった依頼が来るのか。
はい。ちょっとギルドには相談できなそうなですね。
Oh, I thought there might be more dialogue. Well, we have access everywhere now. Yeah, just let this kind of... This will take a minute. I guess I could have just, like, fast traveled. Okay, another board over here. Gathering materials for a certain painkiller. Okay. I wasn't expecting Essie to have a request for us. Though, really, she could have just told us in person. Guess she just heard this is how we do things and roll with it. We'll have to go talk to her later. Agreed. We really owe it to her. Alright, so next time we're going to go ahead and handle these 2 requests we have before going to talk to Professor Cronkite to get some information on what exactly Professor Callahan was working on. So, that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.